A frog sits on the bank of a river underneath the Trident. It's been disturbed by a young water genasi. This genasi has come down the river to swim, and the frog watches as the genasi prepares to jump into the water. And something calls to the frog in this moment. And as the water genasi jumps in, so does the frog. So Eustace, you smoothly pierce through the surface of the water and you swim. You're a water genasi. You feel at home submerged. You sense the ebbs and the flows of the currents and you glide along. So describe what it looks like as you swim through the waters in childlike joy.
It's the best representation of joy that I think. I don't think many people get to see Eustace like this. I don't think Clive doesn't get to see Eustace like this. He's a very devoid of feelings individual. He just does what he's told. But there's laughter. He's confident. He's at home. This is his home. And man can swim, but boy can swim. He's an athlete in the water, not out of it. He's a bit scrawny, but he's a good swimmer.
So as you're swimming, you look over to the side and you notice there's a frog swimming along next to you. It seems to be trying to race you.
Oh,
what
let's
do you
go.
do?
Yeah, we're racing the frog 100%.
We roll it.
We are
doing some
rolling
contested
for this.
athletics checks. Frog versus Eustace.
First roll of the season, guys.
I was scared you're going to make me fight the frog. I will happily race it.
You race a frog. Let me set the DC with the frog's roll here. The frog's going to roll athletics. And it rolls a 5. Not the most athletic
Alright.
frog, this one.
I've got a +4 to my athletics. So that's a 15. Yeah, that's what I thought, frog.
You leave that frog in the dust, man. Screw that frog. That's what you say as you swim away. But not really, because you love the frog and you love all the river's creatures as a water genasi. So you're following the currents to one of your favorite places. It's a spot where all the currents seem to converge in an area underneath the boardwalk at the planks. And you found if you sit in the exact perfect spot and the waves of an approaching boat hit just right, the water launches you up through an old forgotten well. And you find yourself in this fun little back alley. It's just a fun little teenage adventure that you like to go on. It's just fun for you and you don't really think of the danger. So you swim there. And you have to swim through a hole to get there. And as you do, something like dislodges and blocks the hole. And you think, oh gosh, I'm going to have to go out of the well no matter what happens. I might be waiting a little while. You keep going and you arrive at your destination and you know you have to climb out of the water and climb under a part of the deck to get there. So do you do that?
Yeah, and I think as I get out of the water, I probably pull up my bandana that's tied around my neck just to cover my mouth a little bit. I think I like to almost on my little adventures. It's a bit of a game for me, and I want to look like a little bit of a bandit. So I do that to not conceal any of the important parts of my face because I still have a very clear, visible hairline that is waves, and the rest of my face is visible. But this will do the job for now.
So you climb through this part that is like particularly difficult and you sort of squeeze through and you know this is the main area that you need to get to. But you see a different sight when you poke your head through this hole and you climb forward. There's a group of 4 people. They're placing glowing orbs down on the ground in specific patterns, while a huge bald Goliath looks over them. Then suddenly, one of them turns to you and says, "Who the hell is that?" And we'll cut away. Clio, you finish passing over the Trident. And you take the fork to the planks. On the other side of the bridge, there's a small opening between 2 buildings. So you know to go through this area. So you take a few tight turns and find yourself in this secluded courtyard. Your contact told you to meet them here. There's an alleyway that's connected to this courtyard. And they said that's where you'd meet them. So what do you do?
I'll kind of slink into this little section, and I'll survey the area kind of quite casually. Again, I'm trying to keep a low profile and not look like too suspicious.
So you have a look around, you see there's like a couple of people over to the right. They're milling around a nearby small stone structure. Seems like there's like the back doors to a bunch of shops and stuff like that. And then you notice over to the left is the alleyway that you're looking for. It's on the opposite side of the courtyard where the people are. They don't seem to have noticed you.
Okay, great. Well then, I'll just mind my business and casually walk over to the entrance to the alleyway.
So you head into the alleyway and you walk down a little ways and it ends in a dead end. And standing at the back wall is a hooded figure. This is the person you come to meet. He's staring at the ground, seemingly lost in thought. What do you do?
Well, firstly, I've got my little dagger, just have that ready, kind of palming it, making it, kind of just playing with it really, kind of just tossing it up and down, like it's almost like, oh, all right, I'm performing now. And I'll casually stroll up to the person I'm meeting.
His hood falls back as you approach. You see his pale, semi-translucent face of a changeling looking at you blankly. He says, well, I wondered if you'd show.
You wondered, did you? That's cute. No, come on. Let's do this, hurry up.
Well, you don't want to catch up first? This book was, wasn't easy to come by. I thought you might want to be friendly.
Okay, let's make this a little bit easier for you. The less you know, the better position you're in. So if we could just do this, I'd like to catch up. That sounds great to me. So just make it quick and we can be on our way, okay?
He pulls the book out and he opens it up. He says, funny, cute little thing like you. So much going on under the surface. So many secrets. Then you send me to get a book like this one. Interesting. Very funny. I'm thinking maybe the price went up.
Oh, that is funny if you think that, darling. I want to make it more clear that I'm kind of playing with this knife. How tall is this person? Like, are they, like, I'm not particularly tall, but am I?
It's taller than
big
you by a
dwarf
couple of
or-
inches.
Okay.
He looks at the knife and goes, cute. He says, well, how's about this then? You come at me with that knife, I keep the book, and I kill you right here in this alley. And I take everything you have. How's that sound?
Can I fling the knife and see, not at him, but see if I can have it land kind of nearly clip his ear, maybe clip his ear directly in the wall behind him?
Go for it. Give me a roll here. What do you want to roll for this?
I feel like it's dexterity.
Yeah, you could go a sleight of hand.
Dexterously.
Yeah.
I suppose, sleight of hand. Okay, yeah. All right, sleight of hand. Let's go. Oh no, not very well. I rolled a 6.
So yeah, you throw the knife, flies past him, not all that close to him, comes out of your hand a little wrong. And he says, well, I guess you just threw your knife.
It was more of a, all right, look, let's start over, okay? So yes, you got me that wonderful book. And yes, look, maybe the price has gone up, but maybe it has gone up in value in a way that I could help you out with something in the future.
Or pulls his own knife out. We could do what I said before. And now we'll cut away again. So Drea, after your conversation with Raz, you've begrudgingly head off to meet with this gnome, Gimbals Merryweather, from the Citadel of Enchantra. He's got some job, and as you so eloquently put it before, He needs a babysitter.
Ugh.
How does Drea feel about this?
This is what her life's come to, and she's never been. Well, she has been this miserable before, but I think it's really like dawning on her, like, oh my god, this is my job. I have to do this to get paid and make a living. Not happy.
You pass through the gate out of the Merc and onto the Trident. And as you step onto the bridge, you hear the sound of the massive mechanical gears of the gate start to click into motion. And the voice of one of the city guards, known as the Canopy Wardens, they rise over the crowd. All right, people, sorry to cause a ruckus, but as you are no doubt aware, since the incident at the museum, there is a strict guidelines in place as to what can come in and out of the Merc, and contraband has been detected. So on the authority of Miss Barrowman, the head of the Department of Many-Legged Creatures, gatherings of more than 4 people and less than 6, and gates, we will be shutting down access to the Merc until we can ensure the threat is taken care of. Mr. Barrowman would like to apologise for the inconvenience, but that is unfortunately another department. Announcement over. And then the announcement ceases instantaneously. And with the gate
What a
closed
title.
now, you know there's no way back into the Merc until it reopens. But all you can really do is hope that the gate is open when you're back. So what does Drea think about the gate closing and the wardens?
Would the gates be closed often?
It's a new thing
This is
since
a new
since
Alright.
the incident at the museum.
thing. Okay.
I think Drea probably doesn't keep up with the news all that much, so you wouldn't be intimately aware of all the
No.
events, but I think you would probably know, like, something happened.
Yeah.
You thought someone from the upper city was, like,
Okay.
involved, but
Right.
they're cracking down on the Merc for some reason, so
Okay.
it's just like, typical.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what it is. She's like, oh my god, just blaming us again. Okay, whatever. And it's just another day. I feel like it's like worn her down enough in her years. She's like, okay, this is just a thing that happens. Whatever. Just have to hope that it works out for me.
So you step off the Trident and you head into the planks. And as you sort of come out of this thought, you're paying attention to what's around you, and you notice a familiar sight. You come across street kids in your travels. You got a bit of a soft spot for them. But there was something about this one girl that you came across. Fire Genasi had a little Water Genasi brother. Water Genasi brother seemed cute, but the girl, something going on there. Seems like she's carrying a lot.
Mhm.
And up ahead of you, you see her. She slips into an alleyway up ahead. What do you do?
She's gonna follow her. Come on. She's gonna it's just like trail behind her. She's not gonna make it obvious, hey, she's following a child. But she is gonna like just go in the general direction, kind of maybe peek into the alley.
Late teens for Clio, just to be
Oh,
fair, right?
Well, to her,
She's
a
like
child.
she's like 18, 19.
That's a
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
Drea. That is a baby. You
Yeah,
just came out the
to
womb,
Drea.
actually.
Yeah, good point. So, okay, great. So you start following her. Wonderful. We'll cut away again. Yeah, mate. We can knock you up a few tools. Not a big deal at all, you know? We might even have a few lying around you can buy from us, actually. How's that sound? So, Torrin, you're currently in a blacksmith shop called Bald Jack's. One of the last things you were told by your master before he died was to find someone to make your artificer's tools. Very important to an artificer, their tools. And finding the right person who treats it with the appropriate level of seriousness is also very, very important. So you're currently speaking to a person who introduced themselves to you as Jack, and you can't help but note that this person has a full head of hair. So they say, so yeah, mate, I'll just dig through some of the scrap bins and we'll see what we can find. What do you say?
You're not bald? Like, what?
No. Well, the name, the shop
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to call it the shiniest helmets in town. So I thought it'd be like a fun pun to like say I was bald, like shiny head, you know?
I dig it. I like it.
Oh, yeah,
But-
cool. So yeah, they're bound to have a few tools just like hanging about. Like you could probably just take one. Don't even have to make you some. That'd be cheaper.
Free bought, free made tools? Nah.
Yeah.
I need these made.
These are good ones. These are good. You want to come have a look? I'll show them to you.
Nah.
No, let's go. Come on, let's go. And he takes you over to take a look at the tools. And he like reaches into a bin. There's like all cobwebs and stuff in there. He pulls out like some chipped chisels and things like that. And he's like, oh yeah, give this a bit of a sharpen. I reckon you'd be off to the races, mate.
I'll pick it up. Trash.
This is my shop.
They need to be made.
What are you? You some kind of expert at making tools or something?
I could teach you a few things, I reckon.
You could teach me, could you?
But the way you run things, I reckon I could teach you a few things.
Well, what could you teach me then? Come on.
Show me a helmet.
Well, they're the shiniest ones in town. You should see them. And they're bloody everywhere. Can't you see them? There's one. He pulls one down off a shelf. He brings it over.
How shiny is it?
It's really shiny.
So shiny? I'm just gonna inspect it. I'll be like, it's off.
It's off?
A little. It's a bit thicker here. A little not thick.
You're talking
They're
about
like,
my helmet thickness.
Are you an apprentice?
Am I an apprentice?
Are you the apprentice here?
Look, how many
Tony-
helmets are you made there, mate?
I've-
How old are you? Oh, you don't have any hair. You're a dragonborn. You're actually bolder than me.
but I did make my own horns, so
You give me a look at them horns then. Yeah, they're off. These horns are off. This one's thicker.
Is it now?
Yeah. So look, let's get back to the tools, all right? So we got these tools. You want them?
Need you to show me a skill and make me some.
How about I'll make you a helmet? I'll make a helmet. You can see how good I am at making helmets. And then we can go from there, basically. After you see that, you'll know my tools. He walks over and he starts making a helmet for you.
If you can't make simple tools, I'm clearly in the wrong place.
Gives you like a shocked look. He looks over at you and his face totally changes. He stands up and he clears his throat. But before we can do anything, we're going to cut away again. So after what feels like eons, the boat finally docks at the planks. It's an incredible sight. Magical machinery coming to life to receive the boat in a way you've never seen, Gimbals. And all this washes over you as you reread the letter. You had visions in your mind of discovering new magical technology, going on incredible adventures, having things named after you. But it turns out you've been sent to essentially set up a tourism office. The Citadel of Enchantra has been trying to make inroads with the branch council of Ethel Grove, and the council have allowed them to set up the Enchantra Outreach Office. So the more you read, the more you realize you won't be going on cool adventures and making amazing discoveries. You'll be stuck in an office. How does Gimbals feel about that?
Oh, the indignation. I think even like he's still on the boat, he's ranting on the boat loudly, not caring who's hearing.
So there you are, you're ranting away, and eventually the boat does dock at port. I think people are avoiding you a little bit because you seem very upset. But Spanner comes up to you again and he says, "Oh, Mr. Merryweather, you okay?"
Look, not right now, Spanner. Look, with all of my talents, you'd think that they'd put me on some sort of actual field exercise, but no, office duty, admin duties, beneath me.
I agree. I totally agree. If I was in charge, I'd put you on every field work. Yeah, I'd give you all of that. But if you follow me, I'll show you where the person is coming to meet you.
So you read the letter?
You
and
told
then
me.
gave it to me.
You told me.
Okay. I do forget. Yes. Okay.
Well, you
let's
might
go.
forget where you have to go. So come with me, I'll show you.
I have never graced Ethel Grove's shores before, and it's a wonder. I'm excited.
Well, okay, that's good. Well, Mr. Merryweather, I will show you where this person is coming to get you. So after you, follow me, my good man.
Lead the way, Spanner. Lead the way.
You can see him sort of like ruminating in his mind as he's following him along.
So back below the planks, Eustace, you're being held up by the scruff of your neck by a menacing-looking human, and there is a huge Goliath staring at you.
Well, look what we got, boys. Kind of weird fish is this? You. What kind of weird fish are you?
I'm not a fish. I think if we got to my sister, she could explain everything. It's just I accidentally ended up down there, and then I was trying to. If we just got to my sister.
Well, fish. I want to ask you one simple question. What did you see?
Nothing. I didn't see anything.
We see, little fish. We've been paid a lot of money to come down here and put these shiny orbs around. And funny thing is, they were real specific to make sure that no one saw what we did. What do you think of that, fish?
Then maybe there's no problem because I didn't see anything. So you're doing a good job, I guess.
Seems to think about what you said for a while. And he turns away from you. And you hear his voice say,
Kill him.
and as he says that, you hear a familiar sound. A boat docking at the port at the planks. You sense the currents below you surging. And as one of the other people holding you captive goes to pull their sword, water comes rushing through directly below you, and the human loses grip on you. And you shoot out of his grip and fly through the hole in the ceiling.
Huge. Thank goodness for that.
Back in the alley with Clio and the Thug. Thug starts to speak.
It's funny. No one ever thought much of Jimmy Skinsuit. But look at me now. About to kill a child.
Now you notice his face drop. What do you do?
I piff my knife at him. What do I have? What can I do? Okay.
So you're panicking for a moment. You're trying to think of what to do in this moment.
Yep.
And he looks over your head and he says, I was just joking. I wasn't going to do anything. Clay, it's like he's not even talking to you. What do you do?
I'm gonna lunge at him and just try choking him.
Okay.
Yep.
She's scrappy.
Okay, let's go ahead. Give me an athletics check here.
Oh god.
Athletics. Alrighty. It's an athletics roll. That would be an 11.
Great. Now, Drea, can you also give me an athletics roll?
Athletics. Where is it? 17.
Well, that beats the 11
Okay.
in the contested athletics checks that you guys were just making.
Oh,
That's
no.
crazy. Wow.
So as
Numbers.
Clio, you go to lunge, you feel a hand on your shoulder and you turn around, and towering behind you, staring daggers at the person who has been menacing you, is the most imposing water genasi that you have ever seen.
Ugh.
Drea, you
good.
got stuck in some narrow alleyways as you followed the fire genasi girl, but you got through eventually. And as you arrived, you heard what Jimmy Skinsuit just said.
Mhm.
So you know this guy, he's a low-level scumbag. He's been used and abused for his changeling abilities, and he was made nasty because of it.
Mm.
What do you do?
Her hand is like firmly placed on Clio's shoulder right now. Not in a like stay still kind of way, just let me handle this kind of way. It ain't right to bully a kid like this, you know, Jimmy?
I'm sorry, Dreadnought. I didn't think it through. Look, she can have the
No,
book.
I know you
promise
didn't.
I won't do it again.
No, give it to her. No, I want to watch you.
Takes it out and
Mhm.
his hands shaking as he hands it over.
Okay, I think as he hands it over, I think her hand just like slinks to the scabbard on her little thing. She like hand on the handle of her hook, and she goes, "Go on."
Can I? So I grab my hand out to grab the book, and then as I'm grabbing it, I want to kind of pull him forward and kick him in the nads.
You do
Hell
that.
yeah.
He drops to the ground in a heap.
Then I want to kick him again.
Okay.
Let's like a stifled cough.
And then I
Another
spit
day.
on him.
Okay. All right, kid. That's he's got the message. All right.
I don't need your help. Thank you very
It
much.
looked like you needed.
I didn't. I was fine.
It was about to stab you.
Well, I was gonna grab the book and kick him in the nads, and then
Where's
spit
your
on him.
knife?
And I made a
What are you just
tactical.
gonna? You weren't just gonna lunge at him with the knife and
It-
your book that you want.
I had a plan, and
Mhm.
you kind of stepped in, and you really.
I think I saved your life.
I think you ruined it. I think I was fine. So
I ruined your life.
you know
For
what?
this.
A little bit. Yeah.
No,
Right
no.
now.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mm.
You alone this time? Where's the little one?
That's none of your business.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, just curious.
Why? Why so curious? What's?
Just, I mean, if you get stabbed and you like, maybe bleed out and die in this alley right here, what's gonna happen to
Oh,
you?
I'm not gonna get stabbed, and he's gonna be fine. So if you could just rack off and leave me alone, that'd be great.
I think she puts her shoulders back and she goes, "All right, whatever you say." And
Yeah, whatever I say.
mm,
And if you're not careful, that'll be you next time.
oh, me.
Yeah.
And I think she's like fixes her posture and like stares down at her. Right. Well, you keep yourself safe then. All right.
She like holds contact with you and slowly like walks up and like she's like trying to feel for a knife on the ground. Just holding
No,
contact with you.
it's like over there.
No, I know.
Yeah.
This is tactical.
No, you don't have you.
No,
I'm
it's
not gonna
fine.
hurt you. You can look
No,
away.
No. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
you can fix up a knife. Yeah. It's,
She turns away and like picks up a knife and then like meets your eyes again. She's got piercing green eyes,
Mm.
and she'll like hold up the knife and she'll like try to flick it in her hand, and then it kind of she fumbles it.
No. Almost got it.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no. That was good.
I turn around. I'm leaving. Face the
me,
wall.
Turner. You're gonna tell me what to do.
No,
You
please.
can say no, please. I think if you asked nicely, I would.
I'm just gonna go.
Go on.
Thanks for nothing. And she's gonna turn around and leave.
Mhm.
But she's gonna keep checking.
This is a dead end alley as well. Like you're further in the alley than Drea is, so you have
Yes,
to walk out
there's like the
past
awkward
Drea.
shuffle past.
So you do that. You walk out first, and then I think Drea will follow shortly after.
Just give her a bit to go. Just like give her some space, I think.
So Gimbals, you're back on the docks, and you've just come down off the ship, and the news that you've read on the letter has put you in a real dark mood. Spanner's carrying your bags and he's chatting away. He's like,
Well, Mr. Merryweather, it's great to have finally arrived here at the fabled Ethel Grove that you've been so excited about. What are you most excited to see?
Well, I can't. Look, there is so many things that I've heard about this place, and I mean, first impressions looking up. It's brighter than I thought it would be.
Oh, you thought it'd be
And-
dark?
Well, I mean, I thought it would. I mean, this is marshland. I thought it would be a bit gloomy, but it's bright.
Yeah, no, we got the sun too here. That's true. So yeah, let's just up here. Let's keep going.
so he leads you to a turn that takes you off this main thoroughfare and through like a doorway into like another area. And he says, your escort is going to meet you in here. After you, Mr. Merryweather, makes another exaggerated gesture.
Well, thank you, Spatter. Do you know who I'm meeting?
I think they're in there. No, I don't
Uh,
know that, but I think they're in there.
But do you know who?
No, I think they'll recognize you. You stand out.
Gimbals probably at this point looks around as if like, do I stand out?
Yeah.
Gimble's looks down himself and he's like, I see. Maybe a bit of a miscalculation on my behalf.
You'll figure it out. It's not so hard. Just straight through this door that I'm gesturing towards.
Thank you, Spanner. I'll be there in a second. And he'll like get a notebook out and he like writes and he's like announcing it aloud, dictating. He's like, first impressions, brighter than I thought.
Yes.
No notes yet. And then he'll like walk through the door.
As you walk through the door, Spanner slams the door and you hear it lock. What do you do?
Oh, no need to lock it, Spanner. I'm sure they'll be coming any second. And he'll turn around into the room, like.
So it's not a
to
room,
see if the
it's like a
person's in there.
secluded courtyard. And there's a group of kobolds around like a stone well. And one of them says, "Lost, are ya, gnome dog?"
I mean, they're like misnomers. Like gnome, dog, two different things. You really use them together in a sentence. I'm not lost. I am waiting for my escort.
Shut up, you dog. I don't know what you're saying. We're here to rob you.
But I thought there was I'm a gnome. You said it before. You were there. Like you were right. You're right there.
Looks around at his friends. He's like, "Thought Spanner said this one was smart. Seems like an idiot."
No. You're robbing me. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Right.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Oh, Spanner. Right. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm caught up now a little bit.
So it clicks that Spanner has just run off with your bags as well.
At this point, can Gimbals release one of his clockwork devices just subtly?
Yeah, sure. So
Cool.
as you do that, you hear this commotion from a nearby shop. If you're going to talk crap about my work, then you can find someone else to make your bloody tools. And the door bursts open and out stumbles a bronze dragonborn in silver armor. Torin, you've just been thrown out of Bald Jacks. You haven't really clocked what's going on around you. What are you doing as you get thrown out?
My God. Can't even make a simple set of tools. Poor excuse for blacksmith.
At this point, you notice the kobolds menacing this gnome you've never met, and the biggest kobold says,
Who the hell are you?
to you,
Me? Who
Yeah.
are you?
Gary.
And? Torin.
"You give us your money as well."
What for? No.
That's what I told them.
Who are you?
As you say that,
Gimbals, who are you?
Torin.
Oh, nice to meet you.
as you say that, from an adjoining back alley, a young fire genasi comes out. And the big kobold says,
Brought friends, eh? Cut her off, Bill.
and then somebody runs over to their only other exit out of this courtyard and blocks it. And then he yells out to Clio,
Who the hell are you?
She stops and she's staring at like what is going on. She makes eye contact with Gimbals, I guess the gnome, the fire genasi, and then the kobold. How big is the kobold?
the tallest kobold is like 6 inches shorter than you.
Great. I lunge at him and I want to try and kick him in the gonads.
Okay, so as you're lunging, Drea walks into the scene, and he sort of like moves away, and like another kobold comes in front of this guy, and you kick the other kobold instead. And he says, "Oh," as he notices Drea, "they even got that marshman that used to be dangerous as well. What are you doing here, bloody head naught? Because you got naught in your head."
Oh.
You know what? That one was actually smart. That was a good one.
That
Yeah,
was
like
good,
no,
too.
that, it's kind of right. Hey.
You kinda
better
got
than
you.
dog.
All
That
right.
They actually tried for that one.
That was
kinda
trying
cool.
to you lot.
What are you doing here?
One.
Yeah,
Shouldn't you be in
what
the
are you
nursing
doing
home?
here?
All right. And she just kind of like starts making a beeline towards this kobold. It's like, what? You want to say that to my face, kid?
So as you start doing that, there's a bubbling sound coming from the well. And suddenly there's a huge burst of water flying out of the well is a young water genasi. Eustace, you've done this before, so I'll give you the chance to not fall on your face here. Give me an acrobatics. It's kind of hard though, so let's beat a 12.
Well, all right. Acrobatics, that's a 17.
What's it look like?
It looks sick. I think as the water pushes me out of the water, I do a forward somersault and kind of land like a gymnast. And then I look up around me, probably immediately seeing Clio, and kind of just like
I scramble up from the kobolds where I'm at, and I go, Eustace! And I want to run towards you, and I say, get behind me!
So you're running, and after Eustace hits the ground, the biggest kobold, he looks around. It was supposed to be an easy job, and he just gets overwhelmed and he throws his head back and he just says, kill 'em all! And that's where we're going to end this part.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so good.